Welcome to Live from the Heart podcast. My name is Anne-Claire Meret. I help beautiful beings feeling empowered to create their lives. I coach, teach, create programs, write books, among other things, and I love it. It took me years of healing and coaching, but I finally found a way back to my heart. Today I thrive and help people thrive too. Everything is happening faster and faster. I feel we are being supported in so many ways. I know we can thrive on a collective level. If you want to create from your heart, you're in the right place. Hello. Welcome for this first episode in solo. It was important for me to balance the episodes between some of them just by myself and some of them with amazing guests. So far in English, I've had 6 or 7 guests published, but I also have many more which have been recorded, and I'm starting right now to record solo episodes in English. I might make mistakes because I'm French, and please, I hope it's going to be okay with you, that you will understand me. I'm trying to improve, and this is me being outside of my comfort zone, because I have published more than 100 episodes in French, and it's been pretty successful so far. I know that my community absolutely loves my content. Some of them, they are a little bit annoyed and even upset because I've decided to publish in English. But this is important to me because I live in English at home, and I learn in English with most of my programs that I'm a student at, and it feels like it's the right step for me to move forward and work in English. So this is a stepping stone for me to do episodes. Live from the Heart. This is my podcast. I've created it about 2 years ago. I have many episodes in French, so maybe you're French speaking, maybe you want to learn French. I would be happy if you can use my episodes to learn more of French. I would like to do this little episode just to introduce what it means for me to live and contribute from the heart, because this is the name of my company, this is the name of the podcast, this is the name of the movement that I've been creating the last few years. What happened for me is that until the age of 28, I am now 39, I was living without having a true connection to who I was and what were my needs and how I wanted my life to be, out of so much conditioning that I've been receiving by my family and the society and everything. And at the age of 28, I had I hit rock bottom because I was suffering from anxiety and from insomnia. And I've decided that it was enough and that I had to take care of my health and my well-being at large. And this is why I joined a program in a hospital where they studied my sleep, and then they sent me to a naturopath. And this woman was absolutely amazing. And she taught me how to listen to my needs, and she taught me how to listen to my physical reactions. And I was not aware of them. Everything was blurry because I was not sleeping well and because I was so anxious and I had panic attacks. So this is where it all started for me. And then along my journey of healing, I started to train in different modalities. And it was so big, so interesting, so beautiful that something happened. I opened up and I thought, this is too beautiful to not be shared. And somehow I stepped out of my own way and I just made myself available for the energy of life that wanted to flow through me. And then I started becoming someone who was of service to others. It was totally natural. Every time I would go to a course in naturopathy, I would just share with everyone what I've been learning, although people didn't ask for it. By that time, I was not on social media. I was so scared about public speaking. My God, it was a big thing for me. So today I feel pretty confident, at least in French. And it took me a while. It was a long road. Maybe this will be another podcast episode. And it was so beautiful. Everything I was learning, it was like marveling as at life, as before I was very scared of life. And every piece of marvel, every piece of magic that I was discovering was bigger than I, and I had to share it with the world. So this is how it all started. And then I started to be more and more attuned to my needs, and more and more in integrity with my heart. This is really something that happened along the way, especially with the introduction of meditation in my life, because I heard about it before I was 28, obviously, but it was not so big. Not so many people were talking about it. But in my studies in naturopathy, I was introduced to Vipassana. So I went to do a Vipassana retreat, 10 days in silence, and I started to be more present to myself. And I started to be more aware of my thoughts and how my thoughts were telling me lies like all the time. And I started to be more and more in integrity with myself and more at peace with what is. And this is beautiful because it helped me really be more responsible about who I am and how to take care of myself. And it gave me the deep desire to take care of the world too, because the world is me and I am the world. It's just the same. So it helped me grow a lot. And then it was like a gift to myself and a gift for the world, because I started to be radiating something that I've never been radiating before, not that I was aware of. I became to be someone which was doing a healing for her, but also for all. So I started to realize that it was not only for myself that I was doing what I was doing. It took me a lot of commitment, and the big why I continued to do it, because I could have stopped from the moment that I was sleeping and from the moment that the anxiety was lowering down. I could have lived with that. But then there was a deep commitment which was rising inside of me, which is I want to learn why I came here on earth to do and to be. And this is really something that's been my lighthouse when everything is dark and when everything is more heavy and more complicated, especially the last years that we've been living with COVID. It's been very helpful to ask myself the right questions, because I became a coach after being a naturopath, and coaching has helped me tremendously to ask myself the right questions and then starting to have new answers and new perspectives to create my life. So, speaking about questions, there is a few questions that I want to share with you. Those questions are in the first module of my training. I teach coaching for now just in French, and my coaching training is called Coach from the Heart. And one of the first questions I ask my students, first for them, and then to use the questions for their own sessions when then there will be coaches, it is, what does it mean for you to be connected to your heart? Have you ever wondered, what does it mean for you to be connected to your heart? Do you find it easy or do you find it difficult? And when is it particularly difficult? In what kind of circumstances? With whom? And listen to the answers. And maybe you will need to pause this episode and take a few notes. And I will share some of mine. I know that it's harder for me to be in my heart when I'm judging situations. Also, when I'm very lost, and when I'm in a dry season, when I lost my ability to see that magic is everywhere around me, when I feel unable to love what is just as it is. When I feel hurt, when there is deep hurt, either physical or emotional. Also, I find it hard to be in my heart when I'm afraid, and when I'm afraid to be vulnerable, particularly, and when I'm afraid to lose my ground. And this is important to realize, and also to identify which kind of circumstances puts us in these places. It doesn't mean that we must avoid them at any cost. It just means that it brings us awareness of certain kind of environments will help us grow, while being in our hearts, and some circumstances which might lead us to be more and more disconnected to the heart. What I find to be good for me is to be replenishing by choosing the circumstances where I'm actually in my heart. And then, because I feel full, it is easier sometimes to be with people, emerge in certain environments where I feel disconnected from my heart. It's less hard. It's less hard to do that when most of the time I am in circumstances which favorize me being in my heart. So this is what I wanted to share for this episode. I hope it was helpful for you. And please feel free to reach out to me on social media if it was helpful, or if you want to comment. And I will be recording more and more short episodes like this one to share what's been helpful along my journey. I wish you a beautiful day, and à bientôt. Bye bye.
Thank you for your presence. If you've enjoyed this episode, share it, like it, save it. You can follow me and connect with me via social media and my website, simply with my name, Anne-Claire Méret. See you soon with more content from the heart.